I like to make my comment on this video, and I learned something very good from him. He had an NDE as well, and I think it was the most profound discovery that he had. He had a deeper understanding of his NDE. So let's proceed.
Mankind waking up. We have to wake up to our power. We're stronger than, that was one of the other things. We are stronger than we think we are. We are made to believe that we are these weak creatures that can't do anything, that we're only destructive and this and that. But we were made to, we're made to believe that we are these weak creatures. We're made to believe that we are these weak creatures and that mankind should wake up to its true potential. And once we wake up to our true potential, the world will be a better place. But it all starts from within each one of us.
I like what he said, right? And it's exactly what I've discovered as well. I realized that I'm a God man, not just, and I'm fully God and a fully man. This is an amazing truth. Just like it is stated in the gospel about Jesus Christ. Why? Because all that I see is the mind of God. It is God's mind presented to me in the world as well as in myself. That's number one. Secondly, all that is nameless within me that speaks out with a voice is God himself. I'm speaking from the nameless presence. So, in truth, I'm God man. I can fulfill almost everything. The only difference is that I'm put into a dualistic environment where I will face an opposition with who? With myself. And this is how we lived in this lifetime. And because of that, it apparently seems to be that what I want doesn't seem to come out immediately. And that's because I'm faced with my opposer. But remember, my opposer is myself. So there is no one else but me. I'm the God man. But this is a kind of lesson that I've learned, and the whole objective of this process, to be placed in a dualistic environment, is that I have faith in what? Faith in me. Faith in all that I am, and nothing else. I don't know why, but I came into this world with this lack of faith in me. And that's why the school is meant to teach me that I need only trust me and nothing else. Because all is me. I mentioned that this world is a school. I don't think it's a school. It is all God. So for eternity, I'll be here and be as one and be as the world. It is the mind of God. So how could that be a school, right? So it's a nameless presence in the mind of God. So it's not a school, but strangely, it is somewhat like a school if I need something to learn on. Yeah, if I need something to learn, then it becomes like a school. But it is really, reality itself is the other part of God, so to speak. It's the mind of God. And I am the mind of God. But I need to be aware and constantly aware that in me is the nameless presence of God. Whereas all around me is the mind of God.
And so they started to impart this knowledge on me. Also, the deal was that I come back and I do this.
This is the interesting part. He felt that when he go for an NDE and he met this angel meditor or something like that, he felt that there was an angel and there was himself. And that he's coming back here to speak to the world with a message from meditor. But actually, in truth, meditor is himself. But he didn't realize that. So for many people, they don't realize that actually God and man is one. But they felt that God is teaching them. They felt an angel is talking to them. So it is with this guy. So he feels that the angel imparts to him knowledge. But in truth, it is own realization of who he himself is. But people cannot realize that in himself. So as a result, they have to push it to an idol, to create an entity other than himself that teaches him. What a joke. It happened to me in my life, right? Yes. The angel that I met when I was 38 years old, the three angels who told me a message, actually it's me. Yeah, but I wasn't prepared for that awareness at all. But today I'm perfectly aware of the fact that it's just part of me that I did not relate with. I'm completely God. But there's a part of me I cannot relate, I did not relate with. And today I discovered that it's really a part of me that I'm relating. I call them angels, but actually it is me. It is me unfolding the secret of myself. Not an angel telling me, but it's me unfolding the secret of my own.
So, so that was that. And then I remember the last three more things they said to me before they sent me back. And that was, we're going to give this knowledge to you that this will make your walk in life easier. And I've lived by these words ever since. And that is, love everything because I am everything. Fear nothing because fear and doubt are the destroyer of mankind. And know that I am God.
Like this three advice that was given to him. Yes, a very important message indeed. Why? Because I'm becoming aware of this three advice. It's all found in my previous videos. And as I said, I'm having my own NDE without having to come out of the body. Because when I relate with my dream, I'm actually relating with my own presence. I'm relating with my dream, my angel. People don't realize that they should relate with their dream, because that's where they relate with the power source within themselves, which they don't know at the moment, but which is indeed so powerful indeed. And even when I say the words of power source within themselves, actually I'm wrong, because the one is infinite. It's not just a power source within me. It's infinite. It's everything that is here. I call it me, but it's everything that is here. Indescribable, infinite. I'm inside that infinity. Okay, anyway, there were three advice that were given to him. But he misunderstood that advice. He said that he felt that the I is God. He didn't realize that the I is himself. That's what the angel wanted to tell him. The I is himself. You must love everything because I am everything. That's true. Everything that I'm looking around me, I have to fully unite with. Even with my enemy, let's say for example, Conrad, I have to unite with him fully. Even with the Adventist movement, I have to unite fully. Why? Because I realize it's me, which I misunderstood all this year. Because I am everything. That's the point. The second thing that the angel told him was that do not fear, for fear is actually really the problem. And absolutely I notice it true. Everything is God, so why is there a need to fear? Why is there a doubt in my mind? Why am I thinking that this won't happen, that won't happen? And because I think that it won't happen, I have this doubt. Who am I doubting? I'm doubting myself. That was what principally went wrong. I'm doubting myself. I cannot do that. I have to embrace everything that around me, and I cannot fear. Because if I fear, I'm doubting myself. Gosh. And the third most important thing is that I am God. It's the most important statement of all. It's about himself.
These were the words that they spoke to me on right there. And then with that, they told me Now, concentrate on the one thing that you love in this world and in that world and on the earth plane. Concentrate on the one thing that you love on the earth plane. And that's what I began to do. I began to concentrate on my son because that's the only thing left. That was the only thing left. By this time, after the near-death review and all of that, the only thing that I had held on to was my 4-year-old son. And I began to remember, think of him and all of the love. And all of a sudden, wham, I'm back in my body.
The angel told him to think about the very thing that you want to do and do it. And yesterday I was talking to Ruth. I have a dream that has yet to be fulfilled. I need to write a book to express what I have understood in this life of mine. That's right. I told God, I remembered, a day will come and I will write a book that will be read by all over the world. Everyone all over the world. A day will come and I will write that book. So in this particular incident of this man, the angel told him to focus on that particular dream of his, the particular purpose for which which was overwhelming him throughout. And then when he did that, he went back to earth. Gosh, that's exactly what's happening, right? Yeah, maybe that's the purpose that I had, to write a book, and that's why I'm here in this earth. There's something that we want to do, right? That I want to do, and that brought me to a world where there is something I could do. It's about doing something. This world is about doing something. And you can only do it in space-time. You can only do it when there is a space and there is a time and there is a sight to see something other than yourself. And because of that, I came into this world. You see, I remembered my father-in-law, young Seng Fei. And I don't know why, but he said to the daughter, no, don't have to do anything about this disease. I want to go home. I want to go back. See, what amazes me is the call came, and he heard the call, and he wanted to go back. Now, whose call? Of course, it's his own call. He came into this world. He's a soul. He came to this world to perform a certain action. And he has fulfilled that action, or completed that action. And so the soul, being very wise, returned home. He may not understood the whole thing, but the soul understood it all. And being very wise, the soul told him, return. Same thing with me, right? I have a dream to write a book. And the soul's wish is that. And so I want it fulfilled. And I want to live a long life. And I said that many, many years ago. And why? There must be a purpose for that too. It is for a good objective. I believe right now that if I were to live a long life, this book that I have will spread all over the world and will be read by everyone because they want to know the secret of long life. There has to be a power in that person who writes a book. It cannot just be thoughts alone. So I want to live a long life, for that living a long life is itself the miracle of my belief.
And I'm on this cold bathroom floor, and the pain's back, the pain in my stomach's back, the nausea, the everything. But it's a little bit milder than it was before I left.
It's very interesting. It shocked me, really. You see, the soul is communicating with himself, the one, in an NDE. But when the soul returns to space-time, what happened? There is pain. An instant pain that he felt. He began to be aware of that pain for which he was circumscribed in his own body. That shocks me a lot. That's why there is pain in this physical world that I lived in. Yeah, and I see myself in this room, and I see myself looking at the window, and they're all being circumscribed in space-time. And I find myself a little bit difficult to walk, and I have to go to the church and all that kind of thing. There apparently appears a lot of what you call space-time complication everywhere. But all has got a meaning to it. All has got a meaning to it because it comes from the one. And what I'm experiencing is only a synchronicity of what I'm expressing right now. And that's why this guy finds the pain immediately when he goes into the body. It's himself expressing that pain. But he thought that the angel brought him to this earth, and so he felt the pain. He felt the pain because he thought that earth is a not so good plane, and out there is a better plane. And so he felt that when he comes here, he felt the pain. But actually, that's not the truth. The truth is that I am having an environment here, a physical environment, that completely synchronized to what I am expressing myself in this universe. There's nothing evil about it, nothing wrong about it. It's simply part of space-time, because space-time has got its oppositing effect. That's it.
And so when I wake up, it's like, what just happened? You know, I felt like I know exactly what happened, but I needed answers. And the biggest thing about that was, I mean, I woke up crying. I woke up like I was touched by God. It was the most miraculous thing that I've ever seen in all of my life. It was the most wonderful feeling that I've ever had in all of my life being over there. I often say I danced with death, and it was wonderful. It was beautiful. And so when I came back, I gathered myself, and that's when it all began for me. Like, that's when I noticed heightened awareness, intuitiveness. I could see auras. I could see people's intentions, their souls. I could look in their eyes and see their intentions. The healings, things, I just started helping people and healing people. My affinity with nature. I had this affinity with nature that I've never had before. And so things started to happen as I started to remember, basically. But remembering meant that I had to dive deep to find out what this power was and what this stuff was in my head that they put in there when I was up there, this knowledge. So I began to earnestly try to get back to that state where all of that love and joy and peace was. So I tried many things. You know, I tried DMT, I tried mushrooms. Yet I found that transcendental meditation over time was what put me back to that state where I opened my kundalini, and I had my meeting. I had my encounter with this being that was with me. When I came back, I just didn't know its name. It would speak to me. When I first got back, I would hear this soft voice telling me everything.
Now, this is the interesting part. When he came back from the NDE, and many of us, when we came into this world, when we are born, we experience that oneness that is still with us when we enter into space-time. So this guy experienced that oneness, and when he came back to this world, he experienced that oneness, and he could express, or he felt that he knew something more powerful than he had been, but now contained in a body. So as a result, he said that he heard some kind of voice that is teaching him about life. So that is very, very awesome, right? And this is indeed true. Some of us need an NDE in order to really understand what is inside me. But for most of everyone, they realize that this me and this God is still separated. Whatever it is, because they think that they're separated, they have to say that I hear a voice from within me. But actually, it's really me that they are hearing. I just need to love everything right now, because I realize that everything is me, and I should embrace everything that is around me. That's right. There's no evil, no sin whatsoever. Everything is contained in this beautiful oppositing effect. Everything is fulfilled at this very moment, but spelled out across time. I'm most powerful. I'm God-man. And then for this guy, he said that he has to remember the powers that he had learned from beyond. So he tried something like BMP, mushroom, and Kundalini, transcendental meditation. I like what he said. And why did he need transcendental meditation? I believe that somehow when we came to this world, we are shrouded with this space-time, and we forget the soul within us. So when he enters into this Kundalini, the transcendental medicine, we teach him to still his mind, to remove those thoughts, so to speak, so that he can actually express what is within. And that is very, very true. Because he had a taste of what the power is within. So when he removed those thoughts, it became clearer to him that there's something within that he can unite with. Very same with me, right? Yeah. At first he came to me like an angel, speaking to me in a vision. But with a lot of meditation on my part, I began to communicate with the thoughts which I observed. Then I realized that in between the two thoughts, the thoughts and the observer, and the observer called David Hugh, there is another nameless presence that I need to live in as I see in the space-time of this world. I need to live in because I need to unite with my nameless presence. I need to be part of my nameless presence, rather than to see the nameless presence as God and me as separated from it. No, it's all the same one infinity that I'm part of. So that's why I need to get to that nameless presence and to express that nameless presence in my world. And today, God has told me that I can express that whenever I understand and see the world as space-time through my own thought. Via my thought, see the world. And in that I could live as nameless presence and continue to live as nameless presence. And I would discover the totality of the me that I am as I continue to observe the world as a space-time from the nameless presence. What has gone wrong with many, and even with myself many times, is to hate somebody because that somebody didn't follow my thinking or advice. What went wrong is when I criticized someone else because that someone else didn't follow my thoughts, didn't understand the way I see things. So I criticized that person. But I shouldn't, because that someone is actually me in another space-time. So I need to guide that person lovingly to reach to my space-time. That's all. The minute I can show to him something, even anything, in his space-time, my space-time will suddenly change because I am the growth of the other person. I'm the latter space-time of the other person that I'm teaching with. So the mistake that I made all these years was to set apart myself, thinking that other people have sinned, thinking that other people are not listening to me. The mistake that I feel was thinking that the church are not getting the picture, that I'm better off. No such thing at all. There isn't a such thing. They are not no better off than me. No, they are part of me in a different space-time. They're part of me in a different space-time. And I need to speak in that space-time for them so that they can just learn something better. And I have learned even much more because I am presently in a much complete space-time, a nearer space-time to the hollow than that space-time that I'm talking to.
I started to lean on that voice for months and whatever it would tell me to do. Now, remember, my back was still messed up. I had no job. Only thing I had was my home, which I owned at the time. So that was my saving grace at that time. And so everything I got was from divine providence. Everything I got was, I listened to that word as I meditated, listened to that voice in my head that would tell me what to do. There's many things that happened to me, when I needed something. Like I needed some money once, and I had an appointment, and I was meditating, and I was told to go to the casino, and I told the voice, you know what, if I didn't even have a car, I was going to borrow my dad's car that day to go to an appointment. I didn't even own a car, and I had lost my car. So I'm on the floor meditating, and it says, go to the casino and get the money. And I'm like, is this you really, this voice? Because you're telling me, all right, if you want me to go to the casino today, make it happen, because I don't have a car. And while I'm meditating, my dad knocks on the door. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. He knocks on the door and says, Jeff, I just wanted to give you the car early today because, I just don't feel like bringing it around later on so you can go to your appointment. So right there was my confirmation. I jump in it's early, it's 8 o'clock. I jump in the car, I drive to the casino. I make the $200 I need for my electric bill, and then I go to my appointment. But little things like that began to happen to me.
Exactly. This is the very purpose why I came into this world. I came into this world with a duality, a space-time, with many things I've not done, and with many things that I will accomplish, with impediments, obstructions, with ill health or something of that kind, and I have to overcome. But what is it all about? Now, it's not about sin. It's not about something that is evil. It's not something that has gone wrong. There's nothing wrong about it. It is meant for me to reveal who I am. Whatever I'm seeing right now is meant to reveal the power of the One Most High as I accomplish it in the physical world. That's what this guy is doing. He says suddenly as he meditated, the car came along and he could do what he wanted, right? That's the magic that a man has to experience, right? But no need to experience if he knows. But for us, we need to know. But that's the magic God placed me into this world, to express the magic that would divide the waters apart. There would be a dry land in between that I can walk through. And behind me are the Egyptians trying to, oh dear, destroy me. Notice how terrifying it looks like. Notice how terrifying it looks like for the Israel. But it is not. really intended to terrify a man. There's always a solution for us all. You see, God on purpose hardened the heart of Pharaoh. It is not meant to destroy Pharaoh, not meant to do that at all. It was meant for the one purpose that Israel would be able to experience God in this physical world. Same it is with me. Wow. But no doubt it's about karma. Yeah, that's true. Whatever I've done in my past will have to come back to me to hurt me. That's absolutely true. But what's wrong with that? That is me, right? Me facing me. I have to do a cleanup. I have to face the adventure of the attacker. I have to use the power that is infinite, that is all that I am. Bring forth a miracle in the dualistic world. So there is no evil. Karma is actually really good. Karma only expresses myself from the other side. Karma is only about me having made mistakes so that I will face my own mistake in return. But not a problem about that, because it's about me that I have to learn to be as I am. If I haven't learned to be as I am, this life, the journey of the dualistic world will keep teaching me to learn to be as I am. It's awesome. The greatest problem is to treat another person as an idol. The greatest problem is to treat the circumstances of my life like it is an idol, an entity other than myself. It is all me that I must get to that point inside my whole system. It's all me, the infinity of the One Most High.